With so many candidates in the race, I think it could be difficult to determine who you align with the most. A candidate's character and policies and principles need to speak not just to you as an individual, but also to the collective. In September 2008, when I was 19, I was diagnosed with a blood cancer called Hodgkin's lymphoma. I had just started my sophomore year of college at the University of Minnesota. I had gotten an apartment earlier that summer and was working full-time to support myself. And a couple weekends into the semester, I started to cough up blood. It wasn't a lot at first, but eventually I went to the ER. They found a mass on my lung. It had grown to about the size of a tennis ball, and during that process burst a blood vessel. I ended up staying in the hospital for about 2 weeks. The fact that it was caught so early was seen as a really good sign. I was told that I was really lucky because if anyone were to get one type of cancer, this was the type of cancer you wanted to get. When I left the hospital, I left with a prescription for 8 different medications and started chemotherapy about a week later. I had to give myself a shot twice a month to keep my white blood cell count up, and each shot alone cost $6,500. Throughout the course of my treatment, those shots cost $30,000 total, and that was in addition to the $300,000 bill we got for my hospital stay. I was relieved when the Affordable Care Act was passed because that meant I could get health insurance from providers who could no longer deny me coverage because of something completely out of my control. But even the health insurance that I could get then was difficult to manage because of the after effects of having cancer. And that's why I support Bernie Sanders and Medicare for All. Bernie understands, more than others, the enormous task at hand. The movement behind Medicare for All is more than one person, more than just Bernie's lifelong battle for a single-payer system.
I am delighted to be co-sponsoring with 52 other members of this House a single-payer national health care system.
Our very great country is the only nation in the entire industrialized world that does not guarantee health care to all people as a right.
It's about those whose loved ones lost their own fight. Loved ones who had to choose between paying for food and paying for medication. It's about those whose employers deny them health care benefits. It's about more than 70 million Americans who are uninsured or underinsured. No one person alone can transform this country, but with millions standing together, focused and organized, we can and we will. Healthcare isn't just an economic issue or just a women's rights issue. It's a human rights issue.
Tonight we declare from the bottom of our hearts that health care is a human right, not a privilege.
We have an opportunity to join the rest of the world in providing effective and humane health care, but it will require conviction, compassion, and relentlessness. It's at long last time for the United States to enact a single-payer system for all Americans. We deserve Medicare for all, and Bernie is the one who can make that happen.